Hey everybody, welcome back to Dwarf Fortress. Where we left off last time was we were getting the fishing area set up over here, and we need to get down into the caves. We have run into a cavern in our mining. Here's our strip mining operation anyway. I just wanted to take a look at that on the way down, so that's cool. That's coming along. If we come all the way down here to the water level that's where I made the path go over. We're cutting through slate, and then we made some new stairs to go down, and if we follow those down, apparently we have opened up a cavern. There you go. And these are really cool. When I first saw these in Dwarf Fortress, which was only probably 2 months ago at this point, I thought, that is cool. Now Nomoria has this as well. I remember when I ran into it there, I just thought, oh, that's so cool. As soon as you exposed it, you could see all of it. Any area inside of there that was also exposed to the area you've opened up, you'd be able to kind of move through and see. So you can see that we basically hit it with the corner of our stairs here. So I think we're safe. I don't think any creatures are going to be popping through the corner, but let's continue down. So they've kind of dug there. So it looks like we're probably good. I don't think we need to halt any of our further digging of stairs, but let's move down here. Wow, you can see it even wraps around to this side. Look how big these are. So cool. Very dangerous. These are very, very dangerous. I've never had any run-ins with any creatures from here, but in some of the videos I've seen and heard people talk about it, it's not an area you just want to open up and say, let's go exploring. It's very, it is the opposite of safe. So if we move down here, we can kind of mouse around and we can see that there's, shrubs and all kinds of stuff in here. Fungus. We have obviously other metals we can get to, these different veins. There's an opal cluster, that's cool. Violet spessartan, something like that. That's cool. What else do we have here? I think I already looked at those as being opal, right? Yep, opal there. I'm gonna kind of move down and to the left. Lots more fungus, all kinds of stuff in here. You guys, I'm really excited to get to explore some of these areas, but we definitely have to have a militia set up first. That's definitely got to be something we do before we even consider doing this. Even once I have a militia set up, I don't think I'll quite be ready to move in here and start checking things out, but we have hit it, and I'm pretty excited about that. Now, one of the things I wanted to see was what kind of metal. So we were on granite here. We had gone through a slate level, and it looks like this is slate here. Let's see. This is gabbro. Okay, so it was slate up here. There you go. Slate, gabbro, and then we get down into granite. So that's cool. And it looks like it's granite down there as far as we can tell. So I'm going to go ahead and let them continue digging, and I feel like we're probably safe, but I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and start digging some of this out in preparation. And I don't need to go too crazy here. I just kind of want to get this somewhat prepared. And then, like I said, we'll board this up, we'll put a door, we'll put fortifications up, and then that way if we have some kind of incident where a creature is spotted, then we can at least get some militia down in there. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, cool. So we're gonna let that go for now. Okay, now that we've hit the caves, or the caverns, we really need to get focused on the militia, so let's do it. There's no more avoiding it. We're going to hit M and jump into the military screen here, and I'm going to be going kind of off memory on what to do here, so let's get a militia commander set. The captain of the guard is something we don't really need just yet, or we don't need to set up just yet, so I do want to get that guy going. Let's jump into, I'm going into the noble screen, and we'll go into the militia commander here to fill that. Now, actually, I'm noticing here, I should probably explain, Nox is now the mayor. Once you get over a certain population, a mayor is chosen instead of a leader of the expedition, and this is actually something that the people choose. They kind of, I don't know that there's literally a vote, but this person is selected and can change. So Nox was actually given the mayorship essentially over Mojo. So unfortunately Mojo's out, Nox is in, but we'll see how long that lasts. We'll see how fickle the people are. But let's go into a militia commander, And we've got a lot of positions here now. The relevant skills, I actually skimmed through this really quick, at least in this screen, and there were no relevant skills from anybody that was in here. So I did go to Dwarf Fortress, I did go into Dwarf Therapist, and went into the military alt screen and jumped over here to teacher, because according to a tutorial I watched, that was a good thing to look at. And the top teacher there is Nagark. So I actually want to find Nagark in the list, and we're going to set him to be the militia commander. Now, as a militia commander, I won't actually assign him to a squad. So there he is. So we're going to go ahead and select him. But he will kind of oversee that area. And if I go back to military, we've got the commander there. Let me back up, because I thought, let me jump back out here. Militia commander and militia captain. There we go. I was like, where is it? That has now created, because we have a commander now, I think that's what opens the captain up. We have the captain position, so we need to assign a captain. Now, just like the tutorial I watched, I'm going to actually set up 2 squads, and so I need 1 captain for each squad. One of these squads is going to be kind of the ranged guys. The other one's going to be the melee attackers. So anyway, I need to figure out who to have do this, basically who to set up as captain. So I kind of want to look at like the teacher role. You can see that we have Ongit and then Brandon and Bob, but also if I'm starting off with the ranged, we can actually look at this as well. So actually Mojo is a great Marksdorf. You can see she's got that 4 on there. And what I wanted to do was look at Mojo here. So Mojo is a talented herbalist. Kind of looking at the skills, because one of the things he did in the tutorial was some of the people had really high skill, for example, as an armor smith, and he didn't want to take them away from doing that. But I think we can pull Mojo out. She's definitely got the archer skill, the crossbowman, stuff like that. So I think we will make Mojo a captain for the ranged guys, the Marksdwarfs group. So there's Mojo, so we'll select Mojo. So she is a captain there, and then we need one for the melee focused guys. So let's bring that up, and let's see. Let's look at like the Hammer Dwarf. Do we have anybody? It looks like Paul Soros Jr. He has 1, and we don't have anybody else with that skill. We do have Bob is an Axe Dwarf, so that's kind of cool. Let's actually filter that. But we do just have the 1. And I don't suppose it matters too much if Bob is the captain, if other people are doing other things. But let's see, what else do we have here? Mace Dwarf. Whoa, Ozer's got a 9. Look at that. Discipline, fighting, dodger. Wow. Okay, so let's go ahead and make Ozer Hex the captain of this group. So we'll just have to kind of skim through here looking for him. We've got a good number of people. There he is, Ozer Hex. Okay, cool. So we have the 2 captains. It's opened up another one now that we've got these 2 selected, but that's cool. We're going to back out, go to the military screen, and there you go. We've got the 2 captains. Now we can create a squad on them with C. So let's go ahead and do the first one here. And this first squad will be the archers. And I was told, or at least in the tutorials, it was pointed out that uniform doesn't matter initially. So, and this automatically gives names. So we have the pointy barricades. So there you go. That's the archer group essentially. And then we are going to create the squad that would essentially be metal armor wearers. And it says the inky chains. So those are okay. We can change those names, and I may change those, but I'm not going to worry about that just yet. So basically, of the pointy barricades, we have Mojo in the number 1 position, and over on the right, we can see candidates for the squad. And then in the inky chains, we see the same thing. With Jacob is currently selected, we could bring him in. Mojo's green because Mojo cannot be pulled into this. She's in a squad already. So what I would next need to do is kind of go through the names and determine who is going to be part of which group. So right now, for example, I've got Ozer. I can hit the number 2 slot, I think. I think I would hit enter here. Okay, maybe not. Maybe you just come over here. So let's just choose Jacob. Yeah, so that puts Jacob in there. And then I can probably bring somebody back out. If I just hit enter, yes, that kicks them back out. So what I need to do is fill these positions in. So we're on the inky chains. Let's find some people who can help with combat here. So we do have Ultimus. He has a 2 as a mace dwarf, but also Bob has got the axe. So let's find Bob and Ultimus and make him part of this group. Let's see here, Bob and Ultimus, and there's so many names. There's Bob, so that's easy. We'll get Bob in there, and then Ultimus. There's Alexander. Hopefully I don't skip right over it. There's Ultimus. So there's those. We now have 3 that are part of that squad. And who else could we bring in? We could bring in Paul as a hammer dwarf. We don't have any ice users. Knife users is what I meant. None of the other ones. Okay, so that's fine. I think we'll pull in Paul. We'll do that one next. Let's see. Paul. He wasn't on that last screen, was he? He was. There we go. Paul Source. And then what we're going to do is, I think we'll do one more, and that would give us the squad, a squad of 5. And I think that's probably what we'll do, is we'll do 5 for each type. Let's see. Now, I guess what we could do is we could look at it by skill. We've got a couple mace dwarfs in here. So if I sort mace dwarfs, you can see Ozer and Ultimus. We already have them. Andy is the next best there. So we could pull Andy into that. That could be cool. And you can see Andy's strength is pretty good. 82, has 70 endurance. So let's go ahead and pull in Andy. And that will round out our 5. Whoops. And actually, there he is, Andy. Oh no, I put him in the wrong one there. Out you go. And did I just replace the captain? I think I did. That's a bummer. But that was Mojo. We know it was Mojo. Back up here. Back to Inky Chains, over, and Andy. There we go. So we now have the 5 for Inky Chains, so they are set up. So they're now a squad that we can move around. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for the ranged now. Okay, so this is pretty weird timing. I was setting up the militia groups and everything, the squads. I did get those done, and I've renamed them. You can see I have Mojo's Marks Dwarves and Ozer's Zerg Dwarves. You can see we've got Bob, Ultimus, Paul Source Jr., Andy are in there as part of the group, as well as Ozer himself. And I got those set up, and I was trying to watch this video again. I jumped back to it and was like, okay, how do I assign, where do I move people? And what I started to do is I made a burrow, because I think you can set alerts to send them to burrows. So if I hit W, you can see that I've made a burrow called Stairway Top, and I've basically set it to both sides here. So I could say, you know, Mojo, get your Marks Dwarfs to the Stairway Top burrow, and they would come and try to line up along here. So I was kind of starting that when all of a sudden we had an alert, and that was that Marbozir has gone berserk. And you can see that Marbozir is a cook, and that Vortak was actually interrupted by his eating was interrupted by Marbozir. And I like to imagine that Vortak was half reaching for food to go into his mouth, and Marbozir just came and smacked it right out of his hand. Just totally interrupted him. So we definitely have to deal with this, because while I have never had a dwarf go berserk before, I'm pretty sure that means that they just go on the attack. They just go after everybody. So we definitely need to get that taken care of. Well, I've got the squads done, and that's really about it. And so I kind of quickly looked at moving squads just so I knew what to do there. So I think I'm good. So we're going to hit S to go into squads, and then we have A or B to select either one of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit B, because I want these Zerg dwarfs. So we're going to hit B. And then we can actually order them to attack with K. And then it says kill creature at current location, or whatever that may be. So, or current selection, something. So we're going to go ahead and select here. Kill Marbozir. Cool. So it says it in red up top. That is what I want. So I think that's it. Doesn't look like I have to hit enter to confirm or whatever. I think we're good there. So I should be able to hit escape. And what I want to do is I actually want to select Marbozir, and I want to hit F to follow. And then I'm going to go ahead and resume. And we're going to hope that our guys come after him. And if it doesn't seem to be the case, if I don't see anybody coming for him, then we're probably going to pause it again. Now I'm going to watch the left screen, because that way we have names hovering above heads. And maybe we'll see Ozer come in. There's Ultimus. Okay, let's pause this real quick. Ultimus. Stevie's not in the group, nor is Reaper. But there you go. It actually says Marbozir, the cook, has been struck down. So that's cool. Let's see. So we had some interruptions, but that's it. And it did say that Andy had become a recruit. So I think those orders kind of went through because we hadn't unpaused it yet. So we got the orders, and then it looks like Marbazir was struck down. I'm going to go ahead and bring this up. So there you can see Ultimus, Paul, Ozer, Bob, Andy, they have become recruits. And then we basically have Marbazir being struck down. Now, what I don't know, and I thought I would be able to see from here, is who struck him down, but I don't see that. I see some interruptions, so I really don't know. I'm not sure. And looking at the names, Ultimus is there, and he is the only one that's part of the group that's there right now, so I'm assuming, or part of that squad. So I'm going to assume that Ultimus took him out. So anyway, but that's good. That was actually very quickly handled, which is great. We didn't lose anybody. Unfortunately, Marbazir had to get cut down, but he went berserk. He left us with no choice. So that's cool. I think the squad kind of worked out. What I want to do is I actually want to move down here, and I think I want to. Who is this? This is Thomas is down here. I'm not sure why. Oh, he's storing an item in stockpile right now. That's fine. He may be moving some rocks. But what I wanted to do is just go into S and look. So we still have this like kill order. So when I hit B to select the group, we can see we can cancel the kill, which is cool. Let's do that. We'll cancel that because we just don't need that right now. Awesome. Okay, cool. So I think we're good. Now we do have move, and so I do want to try that. Let's go ahead and hit M. And then we can actually move to the cursor, right? So let's go ahead and select this. And do I need to do anything here? Maybe if I hit M and hit enter. Okay. So there we go. So now I've selected for them to move down here. Let's go ahead and start things back up and see if the squad comes down here. There we go. Check that out. We have Ozer, Ultimus. Anybody else coming in? There's Paul. And we should have more. I'm going to go ahead and pause this. So we do have 3 of the guys. We do have 3. Paul, Ozer, and Ultimus. I was hoping that we would get everybody in there, though. We'll give this just a little bit more time and see if anybody else needs to be coming from afar. Maybe they're in the middle of a task, trying to move some things. Trying to see if I see any of their names go by. Come on, I did a roll call here. What's going on? And Paul's walking around a little bit there, but we've got 2 of them, or just 2 missing. So I'm actually kind of curious. Ultimus, Ozer, and Paul. Let's go ahead and pause this, and we'll jump into the military and look at. Oh, so who are we missing? We're missing Bob, and we're missing Andy. We're not sure where they are. So I'm gonna actually come into here, and Bob or Andy. I was hoping I would just run into them really quick. One of them. No, really? There's Andy. Unreachable location. Okay, let's hit Z. So he's pretty far away. He's out here. Is this him here? Nope, here we go. Andy. So he's in an unreachable location. I don't know what he's doing right now. I'm going to follow him and we're going to resume. Okay. So he's just out here. I'm not exactly sure what he's doing out here. Hanging out here for some reason, and it's interesting. It just says unreachable location. I guess that's not going to change. Okay, well, anyway, I'll probably have to look into that a bit more, but otherwise I'm pretty happy with that. At least we got somebody to get down there and take care of that right away, which means if we run into some other kind of issue, we can kind of, once the game is paused, we can grab guys, move them into position. We may not be able to get everybody. Because I've only got the 3, it almost makes me think that I should get a couple more people in the squad, maybe 2 to 3 more, just in case some people are tied up in some other way. I know that I can probably get the 5. So anyway, that's the thing that I want to do. We are running out of time, but what I want to quickly do before I bail, now that this is all built, we have the floors out, we're going to go ahead and designate a zone here, and I'm going to select along this front. Actually, no, let's do it along the longer front here. Let's do that, and we'll hit, oh, it says 0 for fishing. It says that no tiles have been selected for fishing, although water source is available. Huh. Can you not fish off of a floor? That would be disappointing. Well, I guess we'll set this as a water source. We'll let people get water from there. And then what we'll do is we'll define this one and see if it changes it. Probably not. No. Interesting. Okay, maybe that's because it's directly over water, and for fishing it doesn't want to do that. I don't know. Let's keep our fingers crossed. I'm gonna go ahead and remove that zone, and we'll do one along this part, because technically this wood is over the water, and that didn't change anything. Fishing is still 0. That's a bummer. I might remove the floor. Let me look. I wanted to see if I removed that zone. So what we're going to do is we're going to, yeah, that's a bummer. I was hoping they could just stand out there and fish. I guess not. So if I designate and go to N, remove construction, I'm going to go ahead and remove this part of the wood floor. And maybe once that's out, I can define fishing along this area. I'm hoping that's the case. And then that way we can just have, you know, water gathering off of the wood side and then fishing off of the non. It's really weird. It's weird that that doesn't work, but we'll see. Hopefully Stevie doesn't just fall into the water standing out here. And Zolban digs the floor out from under him and he just goes crashing into the water, but anyway, yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and do that. We also have a lot of dogs down. We definitely need to deal with the dogs. If you've looked at any of the stockpile, I know I've kind of moused over a couple things. We do have some dog bone components, so that's a thing. I think I may need to set up some more of the dogs for slaughter. Unfortunately, we just have a lot of them, but we can use them. We can definitely make use of them. So let's go ahead and change this really quick. We have a caravan arriving too. Okay, boy, that's going to be interesting because I do want to get on that. I think what I'll have to do next time is also look into understanding a bit more about how that works, and maybe in the next episode we can actually participate in setting up some trading. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and set up this zone here. I would like that last floor to be removed. Let's see if Duskcrawler can get rid of that really quick. Come on, buddy, you're almost there. Let's get that out. So I want to define this zone for fishing and see if that's going to work. One last floor. There we go. Okay, let's see. Can we do fishing here? No, 0. That's interesting. It's like they don't want to do it from a constructed floor, perhaps. Huh. That's a bummer. Let's remove the zone that we just set up there. And then we're going to set up one across the way, right across the way. Oh, but we can't set up fishing there either. I thought you did it along the shore. Maybe I'm doing this all wrong. Before we leave, let's clear this up. Maybe I have to include an area actually over water. No, fishing is 0 also there. Okay, I'm missing something because I've set this up before and had no issues. Over here it wasn't a problem. Now, maybe I do have some red here, although I don't here. I think this is just the material underneath, the dead grass, but who knows? Tell you what, next time we're going to be looking into the trade and everything because we really need to get that going, and I'm going to try and clear up this fishing bit. But I do want to thank you guys for watching. As always, I appreciate it, and we'll catch you next time.